Greetings, history enthusiasts, and welcome to our brand new YouTube channel. We're excited to have you on this journey through time with us. Here we'll explore the riveting narratives that have shaped our world, kicking off with a deep dive into Africa's rich cultural tapestry. Picture a vibrant continent with diverse tribes and boundaries just a decade before the European powers cast their shadow. Today we delve into the fascinating yet tumultuous history of Africa, from invasion to independence. Buckle up, it's going to be an enlightening ride. A peaceful continent, rich in culture and resources, Africa was a prime target for European invasion. The European powers, armed with advanced weaponry and strategic acumen, meticulously planned their conquest. The continent, with its mosaic of tribes and kingdoms, was not a united front, making it an easier prey for the colonizers. The Europeans exploited this lack of unity, using a classic tactic known as divide and rule. They would pit one tribe or kingdom against another, fostering internal strife to weaken their collective resistance. This strategy, coupled with their superior weaponry, gave them unprecedented advantage over the African locals. The African kingdoms, with their traditional weapons and strategies, stood their ground with courage and resilience. But the onslaught of the European invaders, with their relentless pursuit of territorial expansion, proved to be overwhelming. Despite their valiant efforts, African kingdoms fell one by one, unable to withstand the onslaught. With the invasion complete, a new era of foreign rule began on the African continent. The European powers now in control imposed their authority with an iron fist. This period, marked by severe brutality and cruelty, is one of the darkest chapters in human history. Africans were subjected to forced labor, stripped of their rights and freedoms, and treated as lesser beings. Their rich cultural heritage was systematically erased, replaced with foreign customs and beliefs. One of the most horrific aspects of this era was the exploitation of African resources. The continent's vast wealth in the form of gold, diamonds, and other precious materials was plundered relentlessly. Africans were made to toil in mines and plantations under appalling conditions. Their sweat and blood fueled the prosperity of European nations, while they themselves remained shackled in poverty. This exploitation extended beyond material resources. Africans were also deprived of their cultural identity. Their languages, traditions, and religions were suppressed, while European culture was imposed upon them. This cultural erasure was a deliberate strategy by the colonial powers, aimed at consolidating their rule by weakening the social fabric of African societies. Yet despite the harsh conditions, the spirit of resistance among Africans remained unbroken. They clung on to their traditions and beliefs, passing them down through generations. This cultural resilience would later play a key role in their struggle for independence. The cruelty and injustice of colonial rule were not confined to the physical realm. The psychological scars inflicted upon the African people were deep and long-lasting. The dehumanization and subjugation they experienced left a profound impact on their collective psyche, shaping their worldview and self-perception. Colonial rule left an indelible mark on Africa, the effects of which are still felt today. This era of domination and exploitation has cast a long shadow over the continent, influencing its political, economic, and social landscape in profound ways. The struggles and challenges faced by Africa today can be traced back to this tumultuous period in its history. Yet, the spirit of Africa was not so easily quenched. The fight for freedom was on. The struggle for independence was a tale of resilience and courage, as nations across the continent rose up against their oppressors. In North Africa, the wave of nationalism began to swell in the early 20th century. Leaders like Habib Bourguiba in Tunisia and King Mohammed V in Morocco championed the cause of independence, leading their nations to freedom in the mid-50s. Down south, the story took a different turn. In South Africa, the fight against apartheid was long and arduous. The African National Congress, led by figures like Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, and Walter Sisulu, mobilized the masses, leading protests, strikes, and acts of civil disobedience. Mandela's 27-year imprisonment became a symbol of the struggle, his eventual freedom and election as president, a testament to the triumph of justice. In East Africa, the Mau Mau uprising in Kenya was a critical turning point. Despite brutal suppression, the rebels' spirit was unbroken, their resolve unwavering. Their struggle inspired a surge of nationalist movements across the continent. In the West, Kwame Nkrumah led Ghana to become the first African nation to gain independence in the post-World War II era. His vision of a united Africa continues to inspire African unity and cooperation to this day. And in the heart of the continent, Patrice Lumumba in Congo fought for and achieved independence. only to be tragically assassinated in a power struggle that still leaves lasting scars. These are but a few of the many stories of Africa's struggle for independence. Each tale is unique, yet they all share a common thread: a burning desire for freedom, a refusal to be subjugated, and an unyielding spirit that could not be crushed. Against all odds, Africa emerged victorious, casting off the chains of colonial rule. Independence, however, did not mean an end to foreign influence. The scars of colonization, both physical and psychological, ran deep. The short-term effects were brutal and immediate: the destruction of local economies, the depopulation due to wars and diseases, and the loss of cultural heritage. The long-term effects have been even more profound, leading to unstable political systems, economic challenges, and social fragmentation. Juxtaposed against this backdrop is the concept of neo-colonization. Today, the world is witnessing a subtle yet powerful form of control over the African continent. This is not through direct rule, but through economic influence, cultural imperialism, and political manipulation by major global powers. It's a complex, intricate web of power dynamics where autonomy and sovereignty often hang in the balance. Africa, the cradle of humanity, is still grappling with the aftershocks of its tumultuous past and the complexities of its present. The echoes of the past continue to reverberate in Africa's present, shaping its future. The story of Africa, from invasion to independence, is one of resilience and determination. We've journeyed through the continent's rich culture, its tumultuous past, and the enduring struggle for freedom. We've laid bare the harsh realities of colonization, the fight for independence, and the lasting impacts of these historical events. The purpose of this channel is to shed light on history, to inform and educate. Join us on this journey through history. Subscribe to our channel and help us grow. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.